Oh, I'm going to trip over the books. Monster book haul. I stacked them all at my feet. Let's just get into this because I know you guys don't want to wait. Uh, I went to a library sale, two library sales. I went to a bunch of thrift shops with Luke, and we went to all of the local bookshops in town pretty much over the past like month or so, 3, 4 weeks or so. So let me show you what I got. Let's start with some of the thrift finds. This one's pretty funny. Killing Time, a Star Trek book that I had no idea about prior to a few months ago when I encountered a bunch of Star Treks at a thrift shop. And I just kind of looked up like what are some rare, valuable ones, and I guess Killing Time with this embossed gold front, this first print pocketbooks edition is like they discontinued this edition very quickly and tried to pull it and change some of the content in here. So if you're a Star Trek guy or gal, tell me what this is rare for because I just saw that it was worth like $50 online. But yeah, found this at a thrift shop, $3. It's a fun one to start with. Same thrift shop. I didn't really look too closely at this, but it's a Star Trek book as well by Gordon Eklund, The Starless World. Um, I'm not a Star Trek person, so I picked those up just for cheap. This is really cool. Luke and I found uh, 6 of the Narnia books in these vintage editions. These are what print company are these from? Let's look. Collier, 8th printing, 1973. I'll show them one by one real quick. Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, Horse and His Boy, The Magician's Nephew, and The Last Battle. I am missing Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. Unfortunately, it was not there. And these are pretty beat up. You can see some tearing and whatnot. But, you know, really cool old editions. I think they were $1 a piece. So, like, you can't go wrong. Same place I found that Star Trek. I found this. It's called Star Mother by Sidney J. Van Sciok with a super torn up back end, you know, dust jacket. But it's a book club edition, and I've never heard of it. And it's got a cool cover. So for $1, you can't, like you say, you can't go wrong with that. Bunch of this stuff in this haul you'll see, save for a few items, were like between $1 and $3. So most of this stuff was, you know, I didn't pay much for, and that's why this is such a cool haul in my opinion. Is I found some crazy stuff. Um, Here is Larry Niven's Protector, a very creepy looking cover. I don't know anything about that one. Larry Niven's Ringworld. There's a beat up old, whoops, you know, even more beat up now. Beat up old Del Rey, but this is a book I plan on reading at some point. It's a book that inspired Halo, from what I understand. And I know Niven is a pretty prolific writer. Found this at a thrift shop, The Dreaming Jewels by Ted Sturgeon, with like a creepy horror cover. Nice teal text block. This is first Dell print, 1978. Copyright 1950, so I don't really know. I've never seen this copy. Kind of fun. Same place I found this, The Year's Best Fantasy Stories. Master of Adult Fantasy. Yeah, it's a little provocative on the cover there. I'm gonna not flipping you off, I promise. Just trying to keep the cover intact. But it's a Lynn Carter DAW. DAW number 166. As soon as I saw that, I scoured the rest of the bookshelves to see if there's any more DAWs, because when you find one, you a lot of times will find more at the thrift shops. A pair of Le Guins. This is called Tahanu Got a really cool edition. Uh, I think the fourth of the Earthsea. There's like the Earthsea trilogy, which I have here. One, two, and three. And then this is the last book in the Earthsea, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that existed until I got it. And then this is kind of fun. Left Hand. Everybody knows this book. I have not read it yet, but I will. I looked on my shelf here, and I have like the same one, only it's blue. So there are slight differences to these. Um, this one, this blue one, don't worry, I won't take too much time. Seventh Ace Printing, 1974. Oh wow, 20th Ace Printing. So this blue one is much earlier. This pink one is much newer. Funny happenstance, but yeah, when you find a win for $1 at a thrift shop, you buy it. These next, uh, this next bulk is from Half Price Bookshops, a couple of other local bookshops that are around in this area, and me and Luke scored. I found some really cool stuff. We'll start off with Year's Finest Fantasy. This has a Harlan Ellison, Avram Davidson, a Stephen King, Jack Vance, and more. It's a cool. I love short story collections. 1978, Terry Carr. And apologies if I fly through this. I just have a ton of books to get through, and I want you guys to see them. I don't want you to get bored by me jabbering, so trying to talk as I go. Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower. Octavia Butler rocks. I wish her covers were better, and I'm not saying that this is like bad, but it's not good. Kindred also has a strange cover, and it's a great book. I just some of these Butlers that I've come across, not a huge fan of the artwork. First Warner Books Printing, 95. It's cool. Here's a fun one. Tales from the Flat Earth, Book 5. The Tanith Lee. Knight's Sorceries. I have Knight's Master uh, in this same DAW edition. That's really cool. Clifford Simic, The Werewolf Principle. Really nice condition. DAW number 471. This has an awesome cover. Michael Moorcock, A Messiah at the End of Time. I don't know what the heck's going on there, but Moorcock, especially the DAW covers he has, they just are awesome. This one's great. Really want to read this soon. The Drowned World by Ballard. Really old. I should be able to know this. Berkeley? I think that's Berkeley. That one was a really cool find, as was this, the Zen Gun, with one of my favorite DAW covers, number 541. I noticed that a lot of these had like weird printing errors on the spines and whatnot. Anybody else have this book? Does it do this? I don't know if you can see it very well. I don't want to like change the focus, but it like prints onto the back and then it prints onto the spine oddly. You don't find a lot of Barrington J. Bailey. This one rocks. Clark Ashton Smith, Hyperborea, in the Ballantine Adult Fantasy. Like, I don't know anything about this, but the artwork is cool. I hope you can see it. It's pretty dark, the artwork is. And you just don't find him. I really am curious about reading him after seeing some stuff that like Matt over at Book Pill has talked about with him, and reading up on his weird fiction that kind of has some people say is better than Lovecraft. Like that really intrigues me, so I'll want to read him at some point. Here is Christopher Rowley's The Vang. I feel like most of you guys are going to know about this book. Some alien body horror. Another Halo influence that I think Might make its way to my reading list at some point. Great cover here. Fritz Leiber, You're All Alone. That just rocks. Keith Roberts, The Furies. I don't know why I have this. This is just how it came. This is also a Berkeley, yes, Berkeley medallion. All right, let's get the energy up with Michael Moorcock, The Bane of the Black Sword. Because who doesn't need more cock? Sorry about that. The fifth novel of Elric of Melniboné in the DAW. I think this is my second Elric in DAW because these are hard to find. So if you find Elric novels in DAW and they're reasonably priced, you should buy them. These two I found at a local bookstore and they were beat to pieces. I mean, you can see this has seen better days, but you don't come across these best ofs very often. This was $3, and I just kind of was like, why not? I have this double day of the best of CM Corn Blue, so I'm sure if it's, yeah, it's probably the same thing, edited by Pohl. Well, whatever. I have the same book, but I wanted to add that to my collection of all of those Del Reys. Or is that a Valentine? That's a Valentine. This is World's Best Science Fiction, 1968. It's got Ellison, it's got Asimov, Aldous, Delaney, Zelazny. It also has, not also, but it has Lafferty. It has some really good stuff in here. But the Ellison story is I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. So for $2, even though this is absolutely falling apart, I wanted to support my local bookshop and get another short story collection with that short story in it. That's a great and terrifying short story. Ron Goulart's The Big Bang. This is happening again. Look at that, the little like yellow line and the weird print with a pretty cool cover. Ron Goulart has great DAW covers. Isaac Asimov's Nightfall and Other Stories. Really interesting. Thrilling, terrifying tales. If Asimov writes any kind of thrilling and terrifying, I'm in. Because Foundation, spoilers, was a little bit dry. Best of Cordwainer Smith, speaking of the best of collections, this is in really nice condition. And I now have two of them, but this was, I think this was $1. So either this is going to find a new home if I ever start selling on Whatnot, or I'll give it to one of my friends or something. PKD's Our Friends from Frolics 8. Great title. Great edition. A little bit beat up Ace, but I think this was like an $8 copy. That felt very fair. All right, a few more from this book pile, and then we will get to all the stuff I got with Luke over the weekend or not over the weekend. I went this past week to a library book sale that had tens of thousands of books. I kid you not. All right, let's do a few more from this pile. The Crystal Griffin, Andre Norton. I'm going to fly through these. Jack Vance, Servants of the Wank. This should be in the other pile, but I don't care. Got this at the book sale, the library book sale. That's awesome. Book of Fritz Leiber. Fritz makes another appearance. And DAW number 87 in really nice condition. This has already been reviewed on the channel. Dragon's Egg by Robert Forward. Beat up copy, Del Rey. Already been read by me. But yeah, it's a pretty good book. Hard science fiction. Very hard. Don't take that the wrong way. Eight Tales of Terror by Edgar Allan Poe. This is like a Scholastic, like tiny pocket edition with like a weird like, square text block inside, or text treatment inside. The formatting is interesting. I don't know. It was a buck, I think. Ursula K. Le Guin's A Wizard of Earthsea in this really unique ace that is like horror. It's got like a freaking horror cover. Um, Not in the best of shape, but I don't know. I think that was a $4 book. Nine Tomorrows. It's got writing on the front, but this was in the clearance section, I think, if I remember correctly, by Asimov. Really cool cover. Cool vintage cover. Make sure those don't tip over. All right, a few hardbacks. Actually, one more paperback. A few hardbacks. Robert Silverberg's The World Inside. This pairs nicely with the edition that's very similar to this. I think I have Tower of Glass. Yes, I do. Right here. So there's a couple Silverbergs like this, I guess. I already had Tower of Glass that I want to read, and then this, I reviewed this on the channel recently. Really good book. It's kind of funny. I got a James Tiptree Jr. Brightness Falls from the Air. Pretty nice edition. The wraparound with a really cool, I guess not wraparound, it's just a pretty, very pretty copy. Because I'm interested in reading Tiptree, knowing that it's a male name, but it was a female writer. It's a pen name. And then at the library sale, I found this exact book in paperback. So I now have two copies of it. Two different city copies, hardback copies. This one from that local bookstore that I got the Corn Bluth and the World's Best from. And then this, don't remember where I got this from. This is probably, I don't remember. But yeah, got the puppies on the front. Both cool editions. All right, we're gonna try to go through these. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these, but me and Luke did great at this library sale. All the paperbacks, save for like two of them, were 50 cents a piece, dirt cheap. You can't find cheaper. And then I think all the hardbacks, hardcovers, were $3 max. So we, yeah, we filled boxes. Start off with some Extreme Wave. Brian Stableford's Swan Song in the Pan lozenge, coined by the great outlaw bookseller. I believe that Steve came up with that term. I don't find many pans, so I pick them up, even if they're in poor condition. Clifford Simic, time and again. It's a little sticky on the front, dirty, but I don't know. It's fun. Haven't read Cliff yet, but I will. Great copy of the Cornelius Chronicles Volume 2 from Mr. Michael Moorcock. Just a wacky ass cover. New Dimensions, edited by Robert Silverberg. This has Le Guin, PJF, Harlan Ellison, Harry Harrison, and Malzberg, and more. Really love the blue next to the red text block. It's a cool book. Slaughterhouse 5. I don't know what edition this is. I have one similar to it over in that box set. But this is beat up, but for 50 cents, I can pass this on to somebody because it is a wonderful book and I want other people to read it. Black Company. Somebody tell me what the significance of this is, because I have another copy. I think it's somewhat somewhat uncommon. I have not read Glenn Cook, and I don't know. There's a bookmark. I get a free bookmark. Yeah, I don't know much about the Black Company, but this is my second copy now. Keep going with the paperbacks. I'll just keep on rolling, and then we will get the hardbacks to finish. The Metal Smile, edited by Damon Knight from Belmont. Isaac Asimov, PKD, Walter Miller. A lot of good names on this one. Do not fold, bend, or mutilate. That's what it says on the back. Sounds like a lot of robot stories from the, I'm guessing, 60s. 68. Just made it in. This is cool. A Storm of Wings by M. John Harrison. Pastel City. I don't know about this book, but in the Timescape for 50 cents, I was stoked on this. And I was, as soon as I saw this, I was like, is the Pastel City in here? Please, please. And it wasn't. Hyperion. I think I've bought a few copies of this, but yeah, I have not read it yet. I really want to. John Brunner's The Stone That Never Came Down. In the Daw. And then somebody tell me about this if you know anything. It might not be anything, but Bandersnatch by Kevin O'Donnell Jr. in the Bantam. It looks, it has a look about it. I don't know. Somebody tell me if you know anything. Got a sticker on the front, unfortunately, but yeah. Some more paperbacks, and then we'll get to the hardbacks. There's some sick hardbacks. Hardcovers, whatever you want to call them. This is called Palimpsests, Carter Scholes and Glenn Harcourt. This I don't know a thing about, but I do know that this like style. Neuromancer and a few others have this, like neon line computer game kind of style to them. So I picked that up for, again, 50 cents just to see if it was worth anything. The giant phallic God Emperor of Dune. You know the deal. Here's That Brightness Falls from the Air. I don't know if I end up reading this, whether I'll read this or the hardcover. I'm going to sell one of them probably. That Hideous Strength by C.S. Lewis. I have all these somewhere up there. I can see them right up there on the shelf. This is 16th printing. 1975. Nothing special. Good book, though. Kenneth Lee's The Gorgon and Other Beastly Tales in the Daw. Pretty cool. And there's Tanith herself. This looks like some fantasy. All right, let's get to some of these hardcovers. 1975 Annual World's Best, SF, Donald Walheim. I think I have 77. I can't quite tell. I think I can see 77 and 89 over there. My eyesight is just hanging on for this, I suppose. Really like that cover, though. It's like a giant sand frog or something. Best of C.L. Moore in hardcover. Really cool. Stoked on that. This one is one of my favorite, if not my most favorite of this whole bunch. A Doubleday first edition of Doomsday Morning with just a really cool cover. It's just, you know what this book smells like, don't you? Oh my gosh. I absolutely love that. 1957. I don't know if you can really see it very well, but really excited to find this. I think this is just a beautiful book. And there she is. C.L. Moore. I plan on reading her and Kuttner probably soon. Which one first? Robert R. McCammon. Mine. This is mine. Could be a fun thing for maybe October. I don't know. I don't really read horror, but I have some horror, so recommend some to me if you have some good horror recs. A Choice of Gods, Clifford Simak, in this awesome retro. I mean, the colors are just popping here. Killer. Oh, come on. The Old Eon by Greg Bear. The Stash. The Stash of the Past. A Blast from the Stash. That sounds wrong. Two Worlds Beyond. Tales of the Future by Robert Silverberg. I think these are Silverberg short stories, which are awesome. A really old copy. Come on. Yeah. The Old Man, New Men from Mars. Ozymandias. That sounds like an interesting one. Yeah. I don't know. I love Silverbird. Sometimes After Sunset, Tanith Lee. The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think, kind of cover. All right, you guys will be stoked on this one, I think. These next two are really cool. Devil's Day by James Blish. This is Black Easter and Day After Judgment. I think the first printing hardcover in Bane from like when they were both released. I have it as well in paperback. So yeah, I don't know what to do with one of these. I'll probably keep the hardcover just because this is cool. Might sell this at some point if I can find some time to do a whatnot and figure out how to do whatnot. Electric Forest by Tanith Lee. Oh, just reviewed this on the channel. Wonderfully weird book. Very PKD-esque. And this is just a really cool book club edition. Pumped on that. All right. We're getting down to the end. Thank you for bearing with me if you're still at this point in the video. Lynn Carter, The Valley Where Time Stood Still. Pretty cool cover. Believe that this, you just hate to see it when it's got the like. This one was $4. I take it back what I said earlier. I think this is a first edition. Yep, it is. Cool. This has a paperback, I think, that has that like fuchsia, purple, green cover with like the dude holding the diamond, I think. I could be wrong, but I've been on the lookout for that edition. I want that one, but I guess a first edition hardcover will do. The Worlds of Clifford Simak. This is cool. I think I have this in paperback potentially, or do I have? I have Other Worlds of Cliff Simak. I can't tell if that's the same book, but yeah. The Modern Printing of Solaris by Stanislaw Lem. One that I am very eager to read. One that I will probably read very soon. So look out for that one. And I actually got a review of Lem on the channel soon. It's I got to review this Return from the Stars. That's coming up soon. The Chronicles of Amber by Mr. RZ. Roger Zelazny. Just volume 1. I wish they had volume 2 there as well. We got both. Best of Henry Kuttner. I have no clue why, and it really frustrated me, but this has been laminated. Like, I'm tempted to just tear it off and just roll without the dust jacket, but yeah, I don't like holding this. It's like taped on the inside too, just ugh. But cool book. I found Best of Henry Kuttner and Best of C.L. Moore, the writing duo. And last but not least, Secret Books of Paradise 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 by Mrs. Tanith Lee, or Miss Tanith Lee, I should say. There she is. I think these are different editions, like that go with separate 88. They're both in 88. Let's just check. Anticlimactic end to this video. Sorry about that. Yeah, 91, 93. I can't really tell. They don't look like they go together. That's the problem. Black, like purpley blue. Whatever. It's Tanith Lee. It was $1. A lot of the hardbacks were $1 or $2, $3, whatever. So that's the whole. I think this video is probably pushing 30 at this point, and I tried to go fast. But anyway, I won't just sit here and yap. But thank you guys for watching. I know it seems to me that these book hauls you guys really enjoy. I love doing them, obviously, because book buying's fun, book collecting's fun. But also, I like sharing with you guys. I like seeing what you guys gravitate towards. If you've read any of this, it's a quick way for me to like add stuff to my short TBR, my short list TBR. My TBR is not short. Um, but anyway, yeah, reviews to come on the channel. I just finished a Chelsea Quinn Yarborough that I will be putting up a review for soon. Excited about that one. Gonna finish off my 25 book challenge like reviews. Just need to finish those off, and then Luke and I have some cool projects coming up soon. So sorry if I'm monotone or quiet. It's nighttime. My nephew's sleeping in the other room, so trying to be cognizant of that as well. But thank you for joining me on yet another Dad Like book haul. I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for liking and subscribing, talking to me. It's been joy to share these books with you. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you.